Okay, so it's July 6th, same day from the video that's being uploaded right now. Only it's in the afternoon. It's like 20 to 4 in the afternoon here. So I got a bit more beans because they're going to be a bumper crop in beans because I planted a lot of beans, right? And so they're just going to keep growing for the next month. So this time around I'm going to pickle these with some, one of those, and some garlic, right, and some dill. Here's some cucumbers, enough just to do, what, 2-3 jars maybe? 2-3 jars. I got 7 jars in the canner, so we'll see what we get. And then after that, I'm going to try and make blackberry juice because I have blackberries in the fridge in a bowl, right? These ones are dehydrating. After these ones are dehydrated, I'll probably do another 4 more trays because I'm trying to get that jug with the vinegar inside to get rid of that clouding in there and to try to take a brush in there. And so I'll probably fill up that because there's just tons and tons of berries everywhere I go. There's several spots I can go, people, right? So anyway, I'll be back. Alrighty, so this is the stuff I'm going to use. The last time I did pickles, I used this little crisper stuff. It actually kind of helped. Mind you, I also brought the temperature down to 190 when you're canning it to seal the jars, and you don't try and overcook the pickles, right? So I'm going to try that again. Here's some garlic from my yard and a little bit from just the store, right? Don't have much. And then we got the beans. I like these inside with the pickles and whatnot because it's just tasty, right? Here's some old dill seed, right? That's all I have, people, so that's what I've got. Here's some pickling spice, some peppercorns. Put this at the bottom of the jars. I'm going to do it for the beans too. It's supposed to help with Christmas. And then I'm growing a little bit of dill, but it didn't really catch. Maybe I put it in too late. Who knows? Didn't get enough water. But anyway, that's enough for in combination with this over here. And there's the pickles. The jar's almost ready. So we're going to get up on this and we're going to see what we get. Hold on. Okay, so we're almost ready to go. We got 5 jars of pickles, 2 jars of beans. Okay, beans you cook in the water bath for about 10 minutes. So I'll do them second. I'll do these first because these ones are about 7 minutes because they're sliced. You can see that. Garlic in there. There's one of those red peppers, hot red peppers. I put about a teaspoon of pickling spice, almost a tablespoon of salt because the recipe was calling like for salt, and some dill from the garden, some garlic. We've got the grape leaf on the bottom, and then we've got the dill weed. You can see. So either or is going to be tasty, right? A little hot, that's okay. We like it like that, right? And then the beans, I got garlic in the beans, whatever little leftover dill I had, and then I just put about a teaspoon of dill seed, okay? And then this is just half and half water, half vinegar, right? 4 and 4. 4 cups of vinegar, 4 cups of water. So I'm going to put it in there. And then this stuff is 1/8 of a teaspoon for the pickles, which I'm going to do because the last time, like I said, I used this stuff. I only used it one time. This will be my second time. I found that the pickles were much more crispier, although I cut back on my time and the temperature in the water bath when you're processing it because you don't have to overcook it, right? You just want to seal the jar because the vinegar will do the job. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, so now we're going to try and make blackberry juice. As you can see, I'm going to have a pot full. So you start simmering everything. Those things are cooling down. Okay, so you just simmer it, right? You know, bring it to a slight boil and then turn it down and keep stirring, right, to get rid of the foam that comes to the top. Just simmer it down so that your berry cooks, right, which is pretty much it right there, I think. I'm not making jam. And then 4 layers of cheesecloth, or use a jelly bag or something. In this case, watch the pot, Andre. I got a sieve underneath here in a pot. I'm just going to start pouring that in there. And then as it drains out, you twist this to squeeze it out. I don't know. I've never done this before, people. My jars are boiling, so we'll be back. Okay, so this is kind of annoying here. Right? I already did one, but I seem to be running out of something here. So I have it in cheesecloth. I'm just trying to strain it out a little bit first before I start squeezing it. Right? So, I don't know, people. It's not easy. I think there's a better way of doing this. I just haven't quite figured it out yet. Right? I'm a little shy on this one here. Right? Have to get out more juice. And then I run it through another little strainer after I'm done this. Right? I have to grab the corners. Still hot. You're just getting the juice for now. And then after that, you have to reheat it and put it into hot jars. And then, what do you call it? Put it in a water bath and cook it no more than at 190 degrees Fahrenheit. So, I'm not too sure. I suppose I could look on the internet with a YouTube video. So I go like that. You can see. I don't know what happened there. Hold on. Okay, so making blackberry juice is a messy job. Like, seriously. I need to be better prepared next time. But there it is. So now I'm going to have to heat that up. Reheat the jars. Well, they're kind of hot anyway still. Right? Get them ready. Clean this all up. Move this over. Heat it up. Take out the jars. And then, I guess, can them. Hold on. Okay, so this is what I'm doing now. I'm going to get something heavy. I have to dig for it. I put a plate over this here, right? It's in a pot. You can see it's slowly but surely dripping out. I put that in the fridge with something heavy on it. And then tomorrow I'll take whatever's on the bottom, which will be very thick and rich. And you know those like snow cones, that kind of thing with the slivered ice and whatnot. I have something like that for Andre maybe. So maybe we can make like a sauce. This here, I have to bring it over here. I have to take these out, put them over there, and then I'm going to bring my canner, my pressure canner, because it's taller, right? So that I can cover these completely with water when they're submersed for their water bath. And this is the little recipe. I tell you, I sure really do like this little book. It was 50 cents back in the day, people, and it's one of my most favorite books. Add 1 to 2 cups of sugar to each gallon of juice. Reheat to 190 degrees. So I'm using a candy thermometer. So I guess I'll just put in like maybe 2.5, 3 cups of sugar into that, because that's almost 2 gallons, I would say, right? Maybe a little less. And then you put it into the jars, right? After you take them out, because they're already sterilized. I'll just heat them up again. And 1/4 inch head space, right? And then you process pints, which I'm doing quarts, at 30 minutes at 190 degrees Fahrenheit in a hot water bath. So that's what I'm going to do. Hold on. Okay. So I just wanted to point out that this is very thick, rich. It's like blood rich. Can you see that? It moves like velvet. I put 2 cups and a bit in there. Don't ask me now because I already forgot. It was over 2 cups. It wasn't 3 though. And it's really, really tasty. Like, extremely tasty. And because it's so thick, you can probably dilute it. Now, I don't know how many jars I'm going to get from that. Maybe 3. But I do want to take a little bit and freeze some just to see what happens with that, right? So hold on. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, This is that candy thermometer, right? So I figure you go up to 190 degrees Fahrenheit there. You get this one to 190, and you get this one to 190, and you get them both going to 190, and as soon as they're both kind of at 190, you take this, you put it in there, put your lid on, pop it in there, get them all in there as fast as you can. Put the lid on, obviously not tight because it's a pressure canner, but just enough to kind of give it, not, well, do you cook without the lid on? That I don't know, because you want to keep it at 190, and you want to do that for 30 minutes. And then you turn off your stove, and before you take it out, remember, let it sit for 5 minutes so that the pressure can drop. Otherwise, if you take it out too fast, everything's going to come up and start seeping and running down your jar, and you're going to lose half your liquid. So that's probably one reason why they want it at 190. Okay, so we're coming to the end of it here. This is going to go in the canner, right? It's ready to go. I got this at about, 200. So in this case, people, you're not going to put the lid on, because if you put the lid on, the pressure's going to go up and it's going to start to boil more. You want to keep it at 190 for 30 minutes. Same thing kind of like when you're doing pickles too. I did the pickles wrong, but anyway, I think I'm doing this right. Hold on. Okay, so they're in there now. I didn't change the temperature. You'll probably drop a little bit when you put the jars in, right? Because, they're slightly cooler, even though you try and keep it at 190 on the left-hand side just as much as you're trying to do it on the right-hand side, right? So what you do is you just regulate your temperature control to where it sits at 190, and then you do your 30 minutes without a lid on. See, it's going up to 200, so just turn it down just a touch. Just a touch, right? Just a touch. You're not boiling it, because you boil it out. You boil out the liquid, right? And I would suspect after the 30 minutes, just turn off the heat and just give it 5 minutes to cool down before you take out the jars. Otherwise, you're going to get a flood of liquid coming out. I don't know if it's true for at 190 temperature, or if that's when you're boiling it under a lid. See, it's still pushing at 200, so just turn it down a bit. We'll put it on to 7. So you get the point of what I'm trying to do here. And then this that's left over, I'm going to do this again, people, because there's lots of blackberries. And I want to make blackberry queen syrup. I have a recipe for the Queen of England, the syrup that she ate in Buckingham Palace. But I want mine to be blackberry. So I don't think that's going to be enough. And it's so rich, and it's actually really, really tasty. And you can see it's very colorful. Anyway. Okay, so I'm in unfamiliar territory here. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. And I'm hovering at about 200, 210. And I keep dropping the knob, right? I'm at 4 now, people, and obviously I just stuck this back into the water here. Anyway, I just licked the plate that the spoons were on, and I'm telling you, this would make a really good hard candy. I don't know, I guess you'd have to boil it down. All right, see, it's creeping back up to 200. You're supposed to have it at 190. Only at 190. It's not supposed to go past 190. And mine's been past. I've already started the timer for the last 10 minutes. Okay, so now I got it back down to 200, and I'm on 4. So anyway, I guess you just don't be afraid to do what you can. But this stuff here, if you boiled it down and added just a tad bit more sugar and brought it into a more crystallized state versus a jelly state, which I've done with jelly. I got jelly and jam. I got jelly in jars, people, that you probably have to melt first to get it out of the jar, because I overcooked it. That's all you have to do, is just overcook it, and it will harden. But this would make a very good candy drop, right? In terms of like a little, candy, right? But so that's all I got left. So now I'm kind of like determined to go out there and do this again. The next time I make pickles with beans, I'm going to not make them as spicy, because I kind of tended to put a lot of garlic in, and And there's this. This I like. Everybody likes this. It does permeate through the pickles. I don't know. First time I've ever done that before too. But I thought this might be good for bean salad or something like that. I mean, obviously I'm going to have beans coming out of my ears here pretty soon. So if I do it this way, I have a little bit of mixture, right? So I'm pretty happy with that. But next time I do it, I think I'm going to cut back on some of the spices in terms of like the garlic. And I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it really matters, right? This stuff here, I'm going to go out and get myself a couple of bricks. I'm wash them. I'm going to bag them up. And I'm going to figure out a better system. Because the stuff that's in the fridge isn't necessarily draining out from that. But I'm pretty sure if there was a couple of bricks on top of it and it had proper space to drain out, I could probably get maybe at least that much more, which would be twice the amount, which would be fine for me in terms of like for the slushies or making syrup or maybe even making candies, right? So we're at 190 now. So you can see we're not boiling. There's no lid, okay? What you're doing is you're just heating it up internally to the point where it's going to seal the jar. And because it's a fruit with a lot of pectin in it, especially a blackberry, and there's, like I said, there's really not that much sugar in it. Like, I don't even remember. It was 2.5 cups or something. No more than 3. And, because I wanted to taste it first, right? So. Okay. So there's the finished product. So what I've learned from this, people, is when you do pickles, because I've done a lot of reading, right? And I've read this before. It's the same principle. If you want crunchy pickles, don't bring the stuff to a boil. Do it at 190 degrees and in the time lot, because it won't cook the pickle. What it does is it seals the jar, right? Because the vinegar is what preserves the pickle. And in this case, it's the pectin and the sugar. Not much so much sugar, but blackberries have a high, sour content. So it would have a high level of pectin, right? So next time I do pickles, I'm going to do them the same way that I did the juice. And now that I've done the juice, I'm not going to make them on the same day, but I'm definitely going to go out and start picking some more blackberries to make another, maybe this size, right? Because, like I said, you can make syrup, you can, maybe make candy, you can make for slushy, you can do all kinds of stuff, right? And drink it as well. You can make juice. That's the point. It's juice. So if you were to buy it a can, that's like 3 cans of juice at $2 a can at least, if not 3. So you're looking anywhere from $6 to $9 just for that one jar there of juice. So that's pretty good. So I don't know. I'm pretty tired. I got to go outside tomorrow and start doing some yard work in the back. It's already 12:30 at night and I haven't eaten all day, so I need to have something here to eat. So I'm going to eat. I'm going to try and convert this and I'll see if I can get it up tonight. But I don't know. I'm pretty freaking tired right now, so we'll see.